Hey, it's Splash. For context, I'm using Microsoft David's voice since my actual voice is suffering these days. Also, I have soft spot for this voice. The creator of Undertale, Toby Fox, uses this as well. I hope you'll pardon that this is the very first wardrobe first I've ever done. While I'm editing this with a new layer to do this voiceover, I probably spent more time than I needed to with each piece, and it shows with the length of this video, LOL. If you're still okay with that, thanks for being here, and let's continue onward. The first is a piece I literally have up on my sales listings right now. It's a Millefleur Velveteen Rose Lace JSK. I couldn't find a Lolita entry, but from the product number on the tag, it's dated to be from 2005. Unfortunately, I'm just barely sized out for comfort for this piece. I'd rather it go to someone who can enjoy it more than me going through the process of altering it. The laces everywhere from the back lace up and all the roses are so gorgeous. The back lace uses a really special ridges, and the bottom rose lace. I just love it so much. It truly amazes me how small some brands are for their non-shirt items, and this is definitely a case of it. Next up is this Metamorphose Velveteen high-waist ribbon pinafore dress from 2014. Meta seems to rarely ever do Velveteen releases after 2010, after a hem coincides with when Kato-san left. The amount of Velveteen JSK and ops they've done since 2010 still fits on a single Lolita page, and they haven't done any Velveteen whatsoever since 2019. I wonder if they'll ever have the courage for it again. Anyway, I am a bit conflicted with the high-waisted fit on this, but it is indeed super comfy thanks to the back shirring. It comes with some bows which I have stored away elsewhere, like I do with pretty much all of my bows, and detachable parts. Detachable parts from bows, ribbons, waist ties, sometimes even the detachable sleeves. I'll be mentioning that a lot more as we go along. I do have this up on my trades list, but I do like the construction and laces used in this piece quite a lot. I keep it hanging by the waist on the hanger because it uses adjustable straps, and I don't want to stress the buttons of the adjustable straps. Next up is this interesting milk velvet floral tape dress from 1998. I was amazed to get this new with tag. The piece is over 27 years old. I actually have even older pieces than this, and older Velveteen ones even, but this is one of the very rare ones I've been able to get in such beautiful condition. My only sadness with this is that the fit is very tight on me, particular in the bust area. The crazy 90s, when the expectation back in the day is that ladies had no boobs. Well then. Anyway, the only reason I don't straight sell this piece is because it has no shiny poly lining, and I love a piece with good pockets. The floral taping is really nice too. Next is this black piece, now Velveteen long OP. A funny thing about this piece is that the product number is embedded so deep in the seams that I can't read it unless I take out the shiny poly lining, which I'm honestly tempted to do at some point for this. I can't help but feel I need more experience with garments in general before I commit to doing stuff like that to a piece I otherwise really like and would potentially trade. Yeah, this one's on my trades list. I do quite like the silhouette it gives. Another cool thing I like about it is that the bottom hem of the skirt is extra thick. It makes things really comfy and warm. It's hard to show in the video maybe, but if you could feel it in person, it's just so wonderful. So those are the pieces that are currently on my trades list or straight sale. The rest is stuffed properly in my wardrobe. I guess if you really tempt me with full-on wish list items, then I'd be open to trading certain pieces here, unless I say absolutely not. Here is Metamorphose Velveteen Doll JSK from 2010 in the green colorway. I found the crown label jacket here not long after the JSK, and I was delighted to find that the colors are a perfect match. I've seen a few variation of green velveteens, but as crown label is still technically meta, it makes sense that these match. This is another piece I keep hung over the hanger, because it has adjustable straps. It also has detachable waist ties which I keep off. The jacket matches so well with it. It was supposed to come with 2 velveteen bows, but the seller only had 1. I'm fine with that anyway, since I'm not much for bows, let alone the pearls on it. The inside of this jacket has a massive extra reserve button on the materials tag. This button is just so massive it's really a case of should I take it off? But then where would I store it? What do you do about your reserve buttons that are included on the materials tag? Another thing to note is that the jacket has shoulder pads. I actually like shoulder pads quite a lot, even as someone with relatively broad shoulders for my size. They're actually flattering to me. Here is Metamorpho's Velveteen Scallop Ribbon JSK from 2008 in the white colorway. This has 3 detachable velveteen bows which I do have but I keep stowed away, because they're bows. I don't need bows, I don't need waist ties. I just need simple JSK. This actually came to me with a bunch of stains that the Japanese seller didn't disclose. I OxiCleaned it successfully. Velveteens are always scary to wash, but the nice thing with white velveteen is that you can still OxiClean it. After the OxiClean soak, I gave it a gentle cold wash cycle, then hang dried it. Hot water is what you want to avoid with velveteen, but otherwise velveteen is still plenty fine to wash. I'm really happy it came out clean. It's a comfy piece with a side zip, and no adjustable straps to deal with, so I can display it on a hanger comfortably. I keep a BTS SB ivory cape with it to consolidate hangers. Next is a piece I absolutely will not be parting with, it's Metamorpho's Velveteen Ribbon OP from 2007 in black and white. It did not come with the 2 small detachable ribbon bows at the waist, which is completely fine with me, I would have taken them off anyway. This is one of the few pieces I do keep the waist ties on for. I still keep the waist ties hung over the hanger so that the buttons in the back aren't stressed. I love the lacing on the sleeves so very much. I'm also a sucker for full button front pieces, I prefer button UPS instead of zippers. An interesting thing about this piece is that it gapes a bit on the waist area. I recently got a Go Sorori sewing magazine that had a great advertisement for this piece, and you can see the gaping in there too. LOL. What I did is I added 2 snap buttons to close the gaping. I don't intend to ever let go of this piece, so altering it a bit like this is totally good with me. By some super happy coincidence, I have the other velveteen set in that Go Sorori sewing magazine ad, and in the same colorway. Metamorpho's Velveteen Embroidery Ribbon JSK from 2007 in red. So while the Velveteen Ribbon OP is the navy blue version in the ad, it's kinda close enough, and I prefer black x white anyway. Anyway, I had the JSK of this before I was able to find the matching cape for it. The highlight is of course the amazing embroidery. I also like the cameo buttons, which the cape also has. This piece is a side zip and has a bit of shirring in the back. It's missing one of the buttons for the waist ties, as well as the waist ties themselves, and I got it cheaper because of it. I would like to wear this more casually sometime, so I'll try to get to it this winter. The cape is really lovely. The lace is super beautiful, and in fact you can remove the lace entirely if you wanted to. I don't think I'd bother using it without the lace, but I love having the option. Being able to separate it also helps in the washing process. Anyway, I got the cape a few months after I found the JSK, so I kind of feel the fate/destiny in that. I do love this in the black and other colorways too. I think if I saw them at a good price, I would go for them if I can, but it's not high priority. I had the coat in navy at one point but had to find a new home for it, Since I have broad shoulders and need really wide shoulder measurements to be comfortable in a jacket, and the jacket did not provide that. Here's Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen OP from 2001 in white colorway. I've actually already traded away this piece since recording this and editing. I did a partial trade for the Black Mam OP that I show in my Day 6 video for Oldschool JSKS and OPs. The Velveteen on this piece is super gorgeous, so the other party paid a partial amount for the difference. This white was actually my least wanted colorway for this particular cut. It comes in 2 shades of red, all black and white as well, and all of those look great. But back when I got this, I was getting deeper into Shiro looks and I had high hopes for this piece. Thankfully, this trade offer came up and I'm so happy for it. I don't know if I'll ever find this piece again, but honestly I'm fine if it doesn't. The black and white colorway is on my wish list though. Now that one is peak, it's the only colorway where you can see the lace contrast on it so beautifully. Praying. Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Overskirt JSK from 2006, black colorway. This is a piece I don't see much. Mine is missing the front ribbon, which is completely fine with me, and I still have the detachable overskirt. While the JSK fits me fine, the overskirt is made for a silly 62 centimeters or so waist, so yeah, that's not going to fit me. I basically need at least 72 centimeters to be comfortable, and sometimes I prefer a bit more for my sensory issues. The nice and funny thing about it is that the overskirt actually works well as a capulette. I've actually worn it as a capulette as such. Happy face emoji. The front bodice is very unique with the metal openings and scalloped area covering up the shirring. A very nice piece that I can hang up without worries about stretching out elastic straps or anything. Here's Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Ribbon OP from 2007. I've actually also since put this on my trades list. I did admire this piece quite a lot until I got it and wore it around for a bit, and then I finally decided that my body type is just not cut out for it. Like a lot of pieces I admire, it's better on tall people. I do love the low waist and fitted bodice, and that part is fine on me. But then you go through the bottom half, and I just do not have enough leg to pull it off. Another impressive part about this is that the back ribbon bow is absolutely massive. I believe this is the largest velveteen bow I've ever had. But knowing me and my lack of necessity for bows, I'm still okay with trading this. Inserting a day 2 clip in here since I forgot to go over one of my pieces. This is Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Quintet OP from 2004. This is a wonderful piece. I keep the detachable waist ties up on the hanger. This is one way to store it if you so please. A word of warning, the fit around the arms is tight, think infamous Elizabeth OP tight. Unfortunately, when I first tried it on, I blew a hole on the right side where there's a seam. I do keep a stash of black velveteen fabric for future potential projects, so I did a scuff thing and patched it up by hand sewing. I did recently see some ideas about adding ribbons to cover up the spot, since it's still kind of obvious that I did some repair work on it. Ideas like that make me feel a bit less guilty about my muscly arms ripping a hole into it, lol. Other details I like are the velvet/velour lacing up front. It also bustles up nicely in the front. I think overall, I still much prefer the Princess OP that I'm wearing elsewise in this video, since that piece is also more comfortable, but I do have this piece too. Would it be trade fodder even though I had to repair the area there? If it means I'm stuck with it, then so be it. More black velveteen. Another thing I must note is that it doesn't have the icky shiny poly lining. After this year 2004, they really started adding it to all their velveteen as far as I know. I mean, that poly lining would have prevented me from blowing a hole in the fabric, sure, but I hate that icky lining so much that I would still rather deal with the holes than have to deal with that lining. Let's cover what I'm actually wearing for this day 1 video. This is Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Princess OP from 2003 in black. Although it's simpler than the piece I showed before this, it's actually incredibly peak for various reasons. The sleeve arms have elastic. They're comfortable. The detachable sleeves are incredible. The front bow is not detachable, but once in a while, I think a well-placed waist bow adds just the right balance on a fit for me. And this piece does it. I love it. Not a bow liker, but this is fine. It came with this choker, and I'm such a sucker for chokers. Again, noting that there is no icky shiny poly lining on this. So much peak comfort. The waist ties are not detachable, but they're the thin ones that I'm totally okay with. I don't really feel them when I'm sitting back on a chair or such. Easy to work with. Well, I loved this piece so much that I absolutely had to get it in the black and white colorway too. I got this off the Golden Fish app. It was a bit of a struggle, because when I first sent in the purchase request, the seller took a long while to get back to me and then said they didn't have it, and they had to refund me. But then they came back like 2 or 3 weeks later saying they did have it and asked if I still wanted it. Some sellers on the Golden Fish app are very strange, and it's why I don't check it often. Still, I did decide to get it in the end. A bit sad since I paid more to get this colorway even though it's not in as good condition, and it didn't come with the choker. At least I have other ways of doing chokers for the look, but I am still open to getting the choker if by some miracle it shows up somewhere. Yeah, what even are the chances? Yeah, check out the elastic sleeves. Absolute peak. I can actually move my arms up with these. It's so comfy. Basically, this is my favorite Baby Velveteen OP. I think it would be very difficult to find a piece of theirs I like more than these. A small note, the front up here where it bustles open is broadcloth instead of velveteen. I still love it with this bustle. Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Baby Doll JSK set in red x black from 2020. The baby doll cut is super classic for baby, it's the one we all know and love, right? I see this Velveteen JSK come up in various colorways, but in the second-hand market, they're often overpriced or in terrible condition. I was able to get this for $300 shipped, including the matching headdress, in practically new condition. The previous owner wore it once, but they did a great job taking care of it, and it really did come to me in like new condition. Considering this is a La Forêt exclusive, and before this, it had come up sold for over $400, plus shipping, several times, I'm so happy to have this. This deep red with black laces is a really unique color combination that Baby doesn't do enough of. It's considerably darker than the modeling photos Baby did of it, and I'm fine with that. I'm personally very particular about the Baby Doll JSK because I don't think high-waisted pieces suit me for the most part, but the colors with this are just so good. Okay. Now it's time for Baby the Stars Shine Bright Velveteen Lace Frill JSK. So, I went pretty extra with this because I really like lace frill JSK in general. The lace on this cut is just so peak. I have it all 4 regular colorways that they do. Red, blue, green, and black. The black one is actually the latest one I got, direct from Baby Japan in 2024. The other 3 I got second hand at various times in the past. So I guess I'll go backwards from the black 2024 one. The second to latest one I got is this red one, which is actually the oldest of the Velveteen Frill JSK releases. This red one is from 2003. It's actually pretty amazing. Baby doesn't do their red Velveteen Frill JSK in this particular dark shade of red for the laces after this release. The lace here is closer to burgundy instead of the brighter red they use now. I love it for this. The lace pattern itself is mostly the same, interestingly enough. Another important thing for me to note is that there is no shiny poly lining on the bodice. Baby started adding that shiny poly lining to the rest of the Velveteen lace frill JSKs after this, which is a bit of a shame. So the next one I got, which is technically the second Velveteen lace frill I got, is the green one. I got this off of Closet Child, back when they priced Velveteen pieces decently, nothing like the crazy prices they have now. This came to me in like new condition except that some of the threading had come loose around the waist ties area. I mended that easily enough with some hand sewing, and it's good now. All of my Velveteen lace frill JSKs have their waist ties, which is nice, even though I don't even use the waist ties. Anyway, this green is such a lovely color, it's really nice when Baby offers this green in their Velveteen releases. Okay, so the first Velveteen lace frill I got is the navy one. I have it paired with an Alice and the Pirates Milky Rail Train Clock Cape Mantle from 2015. The navy Velveteen fabric used here matches exactly. Gotta love the consistencies of the fabrics used for Baby's Velveteen releases. I think the only real variations I see amongst their Velveteens would be red. But the color differences are pretty obvious. Like you'll see the dusty light red, or the deep red, and you'll know it's different. Anyway, there are times I think about letting this particular one go, but also at the same time, since I have all 4 colorways now, I have the whole set. I doubt I would find anyone willing to trade me for one of my wish list pieces, so I might as well keep the set complete. Yep. That's all of the Velveteen lace frill JSKs. Now it's Baby's Velveteen Shirring Princess JSK from 2005. A lot of these pieces have such similar names, not good for my random cases of dyslexia. But this is one that I can generally remember because it's a simple name. I keep going back and forth whether I truly want to trade this piece or not, but in either case, I definitely would not unless it's for a high priority wish list piece. I actually have this piece in black and white too. It's so good. I think I'm more apt to trade the black and white than the all black one, but ultimately I'm not so sure about either one in the end. It's really still a conflict for me. May ultimately I should really just keep both of them, because they're so comfy and lovely. I will in the meantime be courting with both of them. Am I Kuro or am I BXW? My mood changes by the minute. Anyway, details. The back is nice and bustled. It has a detachable underskirt, and I have the underskirt for both of them. The black one has the underskirt attached at the moment, which is of course black. The black and white one has a white underskirt. The great thing about the underskirts being detachable is that you can mix up other skirts to use as the underskirt as a result, which I've done. Another reason why I think I just won't let go of these in the end. He. Oh boy. Here comes Baby's pocket JSKs. They're top tier, for of course the visible pockets. And I especially love the older ones because they don't have shiny poly lining. I'll start with the first one. I have 4 of these, and I love them all. This first one is the red Velveteen Scallop JSK from 2005. This is the one I've had the longest. I do have the waist ties, but I've stored them elsewhere as I don't use them. I got this with the matching headdress. Unfortunately, the owner before me didn't disclose that the elastic straps are busted, a lot. Unlike certain other JSKs like the Baby Doll JSKs, I think Baby's pocket JSKs are pretty doomed without the elastics in their straps. Since their waists sit fairly low already, longer straps would drop the waist an even more crazy amount. I'd like to learn how to fix the elastics someday, but until then, I've done a very scuffed method of just pinning up part of the back parts. Super scuffed. But it works. No one has noticed or taken offense to it when I wear it out. I do tend to wear more outerwear with Velveteen pieces since they're suitable for cold weather anyway, so people are even less likely to see the pins. This piece has the detachable yoke. Baby's older pocket JSKs come in so many variations, I love it. While it's kind of good that they're consistently the same design nowadays, it's also sad to see the lack of variation. The second Velveteen Pocket JSK I have is my absolute quintessential favorite. On Lolita, it's called Velveteen Lace Up JSK, from 2000. It's so old, it's not even scalloped. I love these JSKs whether they're scalloped or not. This piece is super comfy, super soft, the laces are beauty. I love absolutely everything about it. I could wear it blouseless if I wanted to, but realistically I stick to wearing things under it for longevity of not having to wash it so frequently. While it's important to wash your Lolita clothes, it's also important to not overwash things for energy and resource consumption reasons. Strike a good balance and be conscious of the condition of your clothes, folks. But yeah, this is my absolute favorite pocket JSK and I wouldn't let go of this for the world. Here, I do have Velveteen Hem Scallop JSK from I believe year 2002. It's very similar to my red one I showed earlier. My red Scallop JSK has shiny poly lining, but this one doesn't, so I'm pretty sure this is the older release. This one is also fortunately in much better condition. The Velveteen is so extremely soft, I think the softest of baby's Velveteen I've ever felt, even compared to when I got Lace Frill JSK brand new direct from baby. Really goes to show that new cotton will literally never be as good as the old stuff. I'm a demon who cold delicate washes Velveteen, but this piece is one I'm willing to invest in dry cleaning services for. The last Velveteen Pocket JSK is the latest one I got, from a fellow old schooler who was letting go of some things because she'll be studying abroad in Japan. I'm so happy for her. It didn't have its original waist ties and she provided some black waist ties that she procured, and no offense but I removed them too, lol. It's because I don't use waist ties in general, but I'm grateful for what she provided, maybe they'll have use elsewhere. Anyway, this piece is from 2001 and it's got really lovely eyelet lacing rather than the usual torchon lace. I love eyelet lacing almost just as much, or in certain cases, even more than torchon lace. It's easier to wash too, as they keep form better, though I would likely keep this piece to the dry cleaners as well. Lovely detachable yoke, with rose eyelet lace. It's a super lightweight piece. Last piece for this session, until I do the other rack for the next video. Here is an unknown Velveteen OP from Baby The Stars Shine Bright. Folks in the Lolita server dated this to be from the 90s because of the material tags having barely anything except the 100% cotton marking, poly lining indication on it. It's a super ancient materials tag. So yes, it does still have shiny poly lining, ugh, but wow. This piece is really unique. It has a built-in petty, so I don't wear any additional petty with it. It's a bit short, and I love it for that. It's not a complete full button down. The buttons end at the waist area, but it's enough to get the piece on and off. The buttons are extra thick and huge. The collar is actually velveteen as well. Pretty interesting lace usage, scalloped rick-rack. Someone feel free to enlighten me on what to call it. The rose eyelets are peaked too. There's actually a stain on the side here. The piece is just so old that I don't have the confidence to get it out without ruining everything else. I do wear undershirts like Uniqlo Heat Tech so that I don't feel the shiny poly lining, and thankfully it works out. That's everything in this first part of the Velveteen video. Hope to see you for the next one where I cover more Velveteens and then velour and other velvet stuff too. My general cutoff for when Velveteen is no longer cotton enough for me is probably below 80%. I have a few excellent 80% cotton, 20% poly pieces that I'm borderline from calling Velveteen or velour. But all the pieces in this particular video are 100% cotton Velveteen. I'll get more into details in the next one. See you then.